Hello everyone, I hope you're doing okay. So in our last video, I read chapter 6, and in chapter 6, Alan goes to the newspaper. He's trying to prove that he's a plant, and he thinks that if he goes to the newspaper and talks to the reporter and tells him his story, hopefully they'll print the story, and sure enough they did. And he's like, hey, it's in the newspaper. It's proof that I'm a plant. And so his parents see the newspaper, and needless to say, they are quite shocked and surprised. They're concerned about what everyone's going to think about Alan and themselves as well. And they said it doesn't prove anything. They just printed it as a sensational article. Just this crazy kid who has this crazy idea. So his parents say that doesn't prove anything, and his dad's very upset with them and says, you know what? You're not a plant. You're a little boy. You need to eat food, and in the discussion, we're done talking about it. So he's very upset. So moving on, we are going to, heard some weird noise at the door. I think it was my cat trying to get in. So moving on, we're going to read chapter 7, problems. Did you think about the problems that Alan has? The current problems that he has now, and maybe the problems he might have a little bit later on. All right, let's read the next chapter. Chapter 7, Problems. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go to school because I was still green. I couldn't go downstairs to breakfast because I couldn't eat. So I did the only thing I could do. I stayed in bed. And I don't mean for just a few hours. I stayed in bed for a whole week. Mom thought I was just sick, so she'd bring me my meals on a tray, which I would in turn give to Waffle and Lamb Chop as soon as she left the room. Peggy Applegate, who lives 2 houses away, brought me my homework, so I didn't fall behind in my studies. I had moved my bed over to the window, next to the window, so that I could get plenty of sunlight. I thought I could do this without my glasses, but I gotta read my glasses. All right. Oh, so much better. I can actually see it. I had moved my bed over to the window so that I would get plenty of sunlight. I had it made, that is, until the storm. It rained for 4 days and 4 nights. On the morning of the 5th day, I woke up to find that I was so weak I couldn't move. I was totally without energy. Something was terribly wrong, and I knew exactly what it was. I needed sunlight. I was going to die without it. I can see you're getting better, said my mother, walking into the room with a bowl of chicken soup. Why's that, Mom? I asked, barely able to speak. You don't look as green as you did yesterday. I don't? The doctor said it would go away. See, you're a boy after all, not a plant. Wrong, I thought to myself. I was obviously an outdoor plant, not an indoor plant. Mom, I struggled to speak. What's the weatherman say? More rain. Could last another week. Oh, great, I thought. I'll end up like that plant we had in the hallway. It turned yellow and then got droopy and died. I didn't want to die. I wasn't even a teenager yet. But what could I do? I couldn't go to the grocery store and buy a quart of sunlight like you could milk. And then I thought of something. It was a long shot, but what did I have to lose? Would you bring my desk lamp over here? I asked my mom. Would you like a book too? No. Yes? I didn't have the energy to explain. I felt myself getting real weak now. My mother brought over the lamp and plugged it in. Is this book all right, dear? Turn it on, I whispered. What was that, honey? I was too weak to repeat what I'd said. I felt my eyes close. Then everything went black. I don't know how long I was out, but when I awoke, there was a bright light shining in my face. I felt better, a lot better. The desk lamp had saved my life. There was a knock on the door. Alan, okay to come in? Sure, Grandpop, I said, sitting up in bed. Grandpop came in carrying the portable TV set from his room. Thought you might like to watch the tube with me. Did y'all know that you can have a portable TV that you can just carry from room to room to room? That was kind of a thing whenever I was a kid. I'm not sure that's so much a thing now. Generally now you have TVs that you have to plug in to a wall and mount to the wall. But anyway, it was like a TV probably about, I don't know, about yay big. They could be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. You could just pick it up, just carry it from room to room. You know, this is a little bit older book. So, did I say what year? I said what year was published, right? 1984. That's not that old. Well, I guess it is. It's all relative. Thought you might like to watch The Tube with me. What's on? A monster movie? Grandpop says he doesn't get scared if I watch them with him. Something about a giant cucumber that terrorizes the town. Great! Giant cucumber, really? Grandpop put the TV on my desk. He started to bend over and plug it in. I got it, I said, jumping out of bed. I climbed under my desk and put the plug into the outlet. Grandpop, how come no one but you believes that I'm a plant? That's easy to explain, he said, turning on the TV. Grandpop had an answer for everything. Remember the story I told you about the cheese sandwich? And the vat of gold? Yes. Now, if the worker had walked up to his boss one day and told him to add a cheese sandwich to the gold, what do you think his boss would have said? He would have said he was crazy. Why? Because he didn't understand? Right. So how do we make people understand, Grandpop? That's the secret, Alan. You don't make them understand. What? You tell them. I don't understand. Grandpop went over to my bookcase and returned with one of my encyclopedia volumes. You believe what's in here, don't you? Yes. Without question, without proof? Yes. Why? Because it wouldn't be in there if it weren't the truth. Why? Because it's the encyclopedia. And an encyclopedia is respected for telling the truth. So we believe it. That's right, Alan. And the person who wrote about me in the newspaper wasn't respected for telling the truth, so no one believed him, even though what he wrote was the truth. Right again, Alan. So all I need to do is to find someone who everyone respects and have that person say that I'm a plant. Then everyone will believe me. Right a third time, said Grandpop, swinging his arm in the air. But where am I going to find such a person? Grandpop looked sad. I don't know. We both sat there in silence for a moment. Then we turned to the TV, and there on the news was the President of the United States. He was giving a speech on the steps of the City Hall building in town. Grandpop and I slowly turned our heads and looked at each other. And that is the end of Chapter 7. What do you think Alan and his grandfather are thinking? They're trying to find someone that everyone respects to say that Alan is a plant, to prove that he's a plant. So what do you think they're thinking? All right, so that is the end of Chapter 7. Ooh, that was a short one. That's the end of Chapter 7. And the next video will be Chapter 8. Should I give you a clue? Do you want a clue? Okay, if you don't want a clue, then turn your head and close your ears. Cover your ears and turn your head. Okay, so this is a clue. You ready? If you don't want to hear it, then cover your ears. All right, so Chapter 8 is the President. That might be a clue. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we'll see y'all next time. Bye.